6, 5, 7, 4, 13, 12, 7 again. Let's try 6, 4, 2. Very fond of 3.14. All right, I guess we're live. So let's try to get further into this. So I thought I had an idea that when Gary just goes dementia mode, temporary / permanent amnesia, whatever you want to call it, a lie is an alternate. I think the dementia is the most sympathetic interpretation personally. I'll just talk over him. I don't have to stop the video. I'll just stop the video after he actually makes a point that's worth taking time to answer, or after there's so much of the dementia that it's time to wrap it up in a bow.
Basically, what Trump has said it'll be now. She said that, and on top of that, she was okay. You just have to show me the clip. I might have missed some of the first debate. Maybe she said something about a fence, but I didn't see anything about addressing the problem of immigration. Again, saying you're going to put up a rickety fence on the border of Mexico doesn't really have to do anything. It doesn't have anything to do with the Syrian immigrants for sure. On his third term, and I know you know sometimes, but I think when this aphagic dementia, amnesia, where you start
see, there's not that many Syrian refugees that have been talked about. You want to build a wall between Syria?
I don't like any of the scum in your room, but I'd love to hear Edible Napalm say that I said what you say I said. I'd love to hear one of the people that were in the room actually testify, verifying that what you're saying is true, because it's a fucking lie. Normally, when that's not happening, you probably
Napalm's not scum. What are you talking about? No more than you.
And yeah, deporting more while you let more in isn't exactly called winning. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not called winning. So we know.
Well, it is for me because I'm for that. I want as many immigrants as we can get in here. Just packing them in. We'll put the extras in North Dakota.
So again, this is like going back to Carter when Cuba, emptied its prisons, and sent them all here. I mean, it's really not a fair. You don't go historically. Well, here's a historical statistic. Well, yeah, that statistic doesn't mean anything. That's like
remember that documentary?
And you count the year where there were the worst hurricanes.
Say hello to my little friend.
Make an argument. Hey, Bush was really generous, but really Bush wasn't generous at all. It's just it was a whole bunch of hurricanes.
Was that The Godfather?
Propagandist.
Did they call it that? No, it was something like that though.
She's trying not to piss off my wing of the party. But then your wing of the party is so stupid, you vote for Trump. Right, which I made videos against Trump, so obviously I was saying to people quite clearly. Yeah,
well, I was just speaking allegorically.
For in terms of how much damage Trump is going to do to the economy and our social structure is going to be so much worse than the extra immigrants. And he's not going to fix that problem anyway because Republicans want the immigrant labor. Again, let's remember the whole problem of immigration is easily fixed. A few $1 million worth of computers, a reliable Social Security number. We don't have any of those things because they want a broken system. They don't want a system where they can, in 25 seconds, reliably hire a citizen of the United States. They don't want a system that where we can regulate this thing so fucking easily because they don't want it regulated. Well, maybe I just forgot what your real position was. If the things you say about me, it's equivalent. You have such a low bar. You will trouble to say that because by the way it means that you don't understand what. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what this is. Is there what joke rationalization for overtly lying about me, saying that I supported Trump's election when I made a whole series of videos explaining why this would be the biggest mistake in the history of America? Yeah, just keep lying.
No, you support his election in that you think that it's important and worth voting for him because of his.
A plank, okay, because it's just not compatible with progress in America or culture in America.
Look, I said that because you share his view that immigration is the biggest problem in the world, so maybe you should have voted for him. You have some other reason not to vote against him. You hate everything, Mikey.
It's just doom. And so, yeah, anybody who's smart that's left in the Democratic Party won't be able to tolerate it. So all the people all the middle class of the Democratic Party, even and certainly the labor union, just aren't going to be able to find it stomachable. It's another thing people need to realize. This is not from the sorry, it's asterisk. Because I watch Sam Cedar, one of the few things I have time to watch every day. Yeah, every day you watch a lot of shit, in my opinion. That's why I have shit for brains. And then you watch 2 minutes of other people's videos and comment on them. So why don't you comment to Sam Cedar?
No, I watch your whole video and see you're lying off your ass again. You're just saying something because you want to say it and it's wrong and it's rude and it's disgusting and you celebrate that, right? And I watch the Majority Report because it's informative and funny.
And all these other shit and lunatics you fucking find the time for. And, yeah, just fuck you. Just do a lot of work. Just try it. Working. I don't even know what that means, but fine. Fuck you too. You should try not to have kids you can't take care of.
That was a few guys. Everybody just tried working.
Yeah, sure.
I need to work, take care of all kinds of stuff. But you don't work as many hours as me, so I don't have time to go look up what Jesus freaks' daughters.
It's not the point. The point is that you talk about things that you're ill-informed on. Again, I take making my videos, when shit comes out of my mouth, I'm very conscious of the fact that I don't want to say something stupid. I don't want to present evidence that can be debunked easily. And you have a different standard, and I'm saying that different standard is so incredibly not...
No, but you still do that. It could easily be debunked that I have never said anything about the human race being special, and that's why it's okay for them to eat animals. I have not said that. I've said something different that you could criticize if you didn't lie and criticize a belief I don't have.
Non-standard. You don't have a fucking standard. And that's the problem. You argue from an authority, and your authority sucks.
I don't argue from authority. That's another lie.
I'm going to jump ahead. I really don't give a fuck. Yeah, I really don't.
Actually, because you're one of these people who wants to be popular like the Amazing Atheist.
Okay, there. Fuck that.
Well, it's true.
You obviously don't know anything about me.
No, I do know you.
My videos decades ago, actually a decade ago. I can, I was offered partnership back when partnership meant something. When only certain people got offered partnership. YouTube offered me partnership. So if I wanted just two, then I would have just two. But I didn't, because that wasn't my agenda. Fuckhead.
You said it was.
Are people going to think this is crazy? But since I say, yeah, there's a possibility that you're going to go, I'm against that thing, and I'm the most evil American, and I'm a pantheist that's into human centralism.
Well, the point is that you have some kind of big picture theory that compels you to push in directions that are just totally irrational, like microbes having consciousness and shit. You're going directions where it's quite obvious, to me anyway, that you're doing it because somehow that has to be a fact if your overall silly, symbiotic, kumbaya bullshit theory has any hope of being...
No, my bullshit really kumbaya theory, which I don't think is bullshit kumbaya, comes from noticing this. Living things are alive. I'm sorry. Seems clear to me.
You probably remember now, it's just that during your rant.
Yeah, well, again, we've been over this one, too. I mean, I have no interest in talking about it with somebody who's an imbecile, okay? I mean, you think you can have consciousness without a brain. That's a religion, in my opinion. Something that there's absolutely...
No, I think that they do have a kind of a brain.
There's not one shred of evidence, and there's a ton of evidence on the other side saying, no, consciousness is limited to brains, and if you just damage brains a tiny bit, you fuck the consciousness all to hell, and that's the truth of it. You have to have neurons to be a fucking consciousness.
Yeah, but there's still consciousness when you fuck it to hell.
Bubble up in your brain, and you're like, man, you're conscious.
No, I'm like, where do you have any evidence that a microtubule is doing what a neuron is doing? None. Okay, there we go.
No, there is a lot of evidence of that. It does computation.
Theistic religion says humans are special. You get to do that.
You eat animals. You can't even say anything correctly. You do eat animals. So he says, I don't eat animals. No, you do eat animals.
It's more like in evolution.
Okay, you're a moron.
Animals eat other.
I said I don't eat animals because of the reason you said. What it is this other reason, you obtuse motherfucker.
Animals, some of them.
Right, and the animals are ignorant. So let's understand. It's not like you're saying, well, the Martians who have a 385 IQ eat each other, so why can't we? It's not like you're comparing it to something more intelligent. And I could say, well, retards eat their own poo, so should we eat our own poo? I mean, this is just such an infantilely vacuous argument.
Has everybody else heard me talk about vegetarianism now? I don't say we should eat other animals. We shouldn't. I just happen to still do it. Just like we shouldn't lie about other people's positions, but Gary still does it.
To make, oh, well, they're doing it. The dumb, ignorant animals who don't know what they're doing, they're doing it, so why can't we just act like them? Because we're dumb too, right? I mean, fuck, idiot. I mean, you're just an idiot. To use an argument that's fucking stupid, they're doing it. The stupid animals are doing it, therefore we should do it.
Humans have been one of those kind of animals.
But I didn't use that argument.
There's absolutely no evidence that humans have been one of those sort of animals, except if you go back maybe 200 million fucking years. There's all kinds of evidence, biological evidence, physical evidence, that human beings are totally not able to eat raw meat. Or to even catch it. With our huge claws and our, fantastic strength. And our magnificent speed, we're predators, no doubt about it. No.
Already, I've explained this. If you can't get what I've said, then that's on you.
Yeah, again, it's not something you need to outgrow. It's completely just cultural crap. The stuff you well, it's a fancy food from another country, and we're gonna love it, love it, love it. Like somehow you were genetically required to do it because you tasted it once, and therefore you have to do it over and over again. Absolutely complete crap. There's a ton of things to eat. There's no obligation to be a meat eater. There's lots of vitamins you can take if you have some sort of deficiencies you're worried about. So this is all just a big fucking rationalization for your own goddamn lack of concern.
Enslaving people in Bangladesh. I'd rather just let the Bangladesh people over here pay them a minimum wage.
Right, pay them $15. He wants a $15 minimum wage. Right, pay them $15 minimum wage to do what? They obviously won't make iPhones, or they won't make sneakers, or they won't make anything that anybody buys in the world. So I don't know exactly what you're going to make with these $15 an hour laborers that came over here that don't speak the language and don't have any skills. So I don't know exactly what the hell they're going to accomplish here. But I don't think it'll be anything really productive, and I don't think anybody else in America would agree with you. I don't think there's anybody in America.
Yeah, but you're an idiot. So, for example, Carrier is the most profitable division of the company that owns it, that bought it, that runs it now. They are moving to another country to make $69 million, even though they're already the most profitable part of their company. They can easily continue to be the most profitable and pay American wages, but they'd rather not. Okay, that's an option. That's a choice. Now, you would say that it's not a choice because nobody has free will. Or it is a choice, but I don't know what the fuck you would say. But they can stay here and still be the most profitable division of their company. But they choose not to. All right? I'm going to let you add those facts together in your own mind, which you won't because you'll ignore it.
I would agree with you on this one.
You want them over there where you can keep them
No, exactly what I've said 4 million times. I mean, you can just keep lying about what I've said over and over again, but I've said over and over again, this is a world problem. The rich getting rich, everybody else getting poor, and we have to fix it. Okay? There's no, you can't just pretend it doesn't exist. You can't pretend that cheap labor doesn't exist in the world and it's a world economy. So until you're going to put your fucking ships in front of China's borders and sanction China, you're not going to be able to stop it, asshole. Because if we don't invest in China, Germany will invest in China. Somebody else.
Well, it's not like you're suggesting we should put our ships there and do that, are you? You have no suggestions. You seem to just be saying this is the way it is, live with it, but don't let those guys over here where we won't enslave them, keep them over there where we can enslave them. Seems to me that's what you're saying.
Else will. So until you're ready to blockade China, you're not going to be able to deal with this problem. And I've argued that the way to deal with it is to try to negotiate with the world in terms of creating a United Nations mandate of certain minimums and have those minimums on a progressive scale over a 20-year period where they have.
Well, I said that, how about this? People can make goods anywhere they want in the world, but they have to pay the American minimum wage. And then they'd have to pay the American minimum wage plus the gas to get it over here. And a lot of them would choose just to make it over here and make it in Asia when they're going to sell it in Asia. Make it where you're going to sell it. Right? That's the smart thing. You look crazy in this particular still. We should just linger on that for a second. Okay, go.
Have to grow.
No, stop again.
Yeah,
Okay, go.
That might be one way to handle the problem. But the balance between the filthy rich and the filthy poor has to be fixed, and nobody's interested in doing that. But I've said it over and over again, you liar.
I'm not lying. I just think you're full of shit, and what you're really saying is this other thing.
Buffering. You don't eat animals, but you're basically eating Bangladeshis.
All right, so is there really any point? So he's totally stating that there's some quote he has of mine where I've supported abusive exploitation labor in the world.
No, I've explained right now in this video at least a dozen times, half a dozen, at least 5, what I'm talking about. You have no solution to stop the current system. You don't want isolationism. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to bring them over here because we can't enslave them here, but we can enslave them at home. Therefore, you celebrate enslavement.
He has some information somewhere where I supported that somewhere, where I defended rich people's investments in those countries. I've defended ownership of labor. When I've made arguments exactly the opposite. I don't support anybody owning a business. He's the one that supports people owning businesses. He wants to create businesses where the shareholders get in early, like in Italy, and they own the company forever, and they can pass their shares on to their kids. He's the one who wants the capitalist economy.
No, I never have no. Where do you get this shit? I mean, I know it's out of your ass, but what shoved it into your ass in the first place? That's the question.
Which is not okay. Single slit. You brought that shit up, and it's like, you don't focus enough. And you bring up single slit in this video. Good.
Yeah, I was responding to your video, asshole, on the point that you did 14 different subjects. So yeah, I wanted to just throw in one of your other lies. I wanted to refute one of your other lies while I was refuting your lies. So yeah, but that's your bad, not my bad. I make videos that are generally speaking on one subject. Unless I'm doing a general subject video, they'll have to do with different people and different subjects. So don't try to imply my style is as sloppy as yours.
Well, no, your style is as sloppy as mine. When you do this cold watching of a video like you're doing here, you respond to every comment and take 2 or 3 tangents on every comment. So it's like, that's why this is an hour's worth.
But it's not.
and say, I've never explained.
Because there's another video.
These lines in single slit interference. Well, hey, genius, fucking why don't you catch up? Single slit interference has a name called diffraction.
Well, again, I've played the clips of MIT professors and Feynman pointing out, okay, that there's no difference. The patterns are the same. So you want me to play again just to...
Okay. The name is diffraction, but yes, the cause of the lines is interference, single slit interference. Yes, that's why I answered your question, because I understand the question, the way you word it. The issue really is that you said I had never given a reason for those lines. But it's the Huygens or Huygens Fresnel principle that every point on the wavefront is going up and down, so it's like it's causing a ripple. If you do the math, which other people are able to do besides you, you'll see that most of that cancels out and works out such that you get those lines.
Future. Just insert the clip here from Professor Lewin, where he does a whole little 30-second spiel on, look, they call this diffraction, but it's exactly the same pattern. Okay?
Yes.
It's an interference on-off pattern. Diffraction is just
right. It's very well. The point is, it's super well explained in regular science and wave mathematics, and that's what I believe explains it. Is it fully explained? Well, that part is pretty explained, where the lines would come from wave mathematics. You know, is it explained why wave mathematics apply? No, we discussed that.
The same pattern in the single and the double slit experiment. It just has different proportions. Same pattern, same interference pattern. So what, you're going to keep arguing? And regardless of whether you call it diffraction, you still have to explain it, okay? The fact is, it is the same as the interference pattern. I mean, it has on, off in it. So you still have to explain when there's a single slit how there's a dark space over there.
Holy fuck, I just... Look up on Wikipedia diffraction, and it'll tell you why the lines appear. It's a mathematical derivation from how wavefronts propagate.
And then a light space, and then a dark space, and then a light space. So what's your explanation? When there's not two photons interfering with each other, then how the fuck does it happen, jackass?
I've told you for like at least 8 years the answer to this question, and it's the same one, because it's not like I have my own theory that I'm working on. I think it makes perfect sense, and it has nothing to do with quantum mechanics, because it's the same reason that there's diffraction with water waves and interference lines or any other kind of wave, because it's derived from wave mathematics.
And the explanation, you could go to the Wikipedia page. I happen to believe the principle of that Huygens Fresnel principle.
Okay, so there we go. He believes in the principle that's never been seen, absolutely no evidence of it, that contains the idea of an infinite number of little waves being created by a wavefront. So a flat...
It has been seen, because if you do the math, the pattern from a wavefront through a slit has lines in it, and that mathematical approach produces that pattern, and nobody has any other mathematical model that produces it. So, okay, I gotta just let this go. This is only 5 minutes, because it's like 11 minutes. Okay, so it'll be like 6 minutes. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go, Piero. You can do it. Go!
A flat wave comes in and turns into a little bunch of little tiny loopy waves. Not just a bunch, an infinite number, because the only way you can make the second wave is you'd have to have an infinite number of little curly waves, because you have to take away their sides. You have to take away the curve of the curve. And the only way you can do that is to create the non-reality of an infinity. And he believes in that principle. That's what kind of good physics he likes. That's the good physics he likes. Something there's absolutely no evidence for, no evidence that ever took place ever, and it relies on a non-existent physical reality, infinity. Great. You suck at science.
That mathematically, when you have a line of a wave going along, right, you cut it off with a slit, and then there's the line. Every little part of that wave, it's the water wave going up and down, right? So it's going up and down. If just one little drop was going up and down, what would happen? A ripple would go out in a circle from that spot. And the wavefront is just as if...
Yeah, right. So it goes, look, this was even, you can read the Wikipedia page on Huygens, and there's a real problem. Because if he turns it into a straight wave, just going straight with no curves, well, then it doesn't work in the single slit experiment. If he turns it into a curved wave, well, as I just pointed out, even if you have an infinite number of curved lines, you still have curved lines. And so with every time the wave replicated itself, the flat wave, the wave would start to deteriorate fundamentally, because it's all made out of curved lines.
There's circles going out from all of the spots. And if you do the math, which you had to do in college, if you do the math, you'll see that what happens, the end result of all those overlapping circles, is that the line keeps going straight, except for on the line, there gets to be the band patterns that you see on the side. And then it's like, I know you don't agree with that or any real science, but...
Okay, just understand, it's calling something, like I said, there's no actual evidence that this has anything to do with reality whatsoever. Nothing. It's completely theoretical, and the theory it's dependent on the existence of infinities is, for most physics people, a non-starter.
You're saying I never have answered it. It hasn't been answered. I have. I give you a citation.
Okay, well then I'll ask you the simple question then. Then why in the double slit experiment doesn't the Huygens phenomenon cause 4 interference patterns, 4 waves of interference? So why aren't the single slits in the double slit experiment Huygensing?
I've also explained it in videos, but mostly it's the citation. Right? If you want me to prove I understand the principle, well, I just told you the basic parts of it is all that I need to understand for my point to explain to you the interference lines that occur in diffraction, which you call single slit interference.
What an MIT professor, Professor Lewin, calls single slit interference. Yes.
That's the explanation. There's a mathematical explanation for why propagating material, waves through a material, there's such a thing as diffraction lines. You say that.
Again, you're saying it's a mathematical based on a principle, right? A principle that there's absolutely no evidence that any wave has ever done what you're saying the wave does. So again,
But Gary, you were saying that I've never answered this question at all. And now you're pointing out you reject my answer. And what I'm pointing out is that you think rejecting my answer is the same as me not giving one at all, which obviously makes no sense. So how long was that? I made it like 3 minutes. That's a minute and a half in real time.
What's the point? You're saying the single photons do some special thing in front of themselves to create the next layer of photons somehow. But it's not really a thing moving, it's a thing radiating, and then it reforms in a new location, and it radiates and reforms, or some kind of crap like that. But there's no evidence that that's the reality.
I will refuse to answer that, and you will keep saying that. And I've always assumed...
Well, again, if you're going to use Huygens, then apply Huygens in the double slit experiment, and explain why you don't have twice as much interference.
Because you have a dimension where when you get branching, you have like a temporary, maybe it's permanent. And
Oh, you have to have twice as much interference.
Maybe you got ideas that really are attached to somebody with a different person. Or
No, I mean, I made it clear. I would have liked an explanation that didn't rely on a magical fake principle. So yes, you've resorted to Huygens, so you've satified the condition that, okay, I said let's hear an explanation that doesn't rely on Huygens. You don't have it? Fine, got it.
You didn't say that doesn't rely on Huygens. You didn't say that. You're changing your fucking story. Now your story is that you had a qualifier on there. No, you said I refused for 10 years to answer you, and I've never refused to answer you for more than 6 or 8 months.
Ideas are all floating around with the people. You do remember you're talking to me, but ideas can't remember which ideas are connecting me, or maybe you just don't know any of those things. It's many of your words, maybe when you say cunt, you're not even thinking at that moment. It's hard to tell. It's something psychotic level of craziness, so I think that's pretty fucking clear. So, I will not apologize for not learning more about Jesus Greek's daughter's condition. I have read your Encyclopedia Dramatica page, though, so I could put it in there.
Well, that's interesting. It was an interesting thing, this whole Encyclopedia Dramatica, but now it's like the trolls can't even try to have any integrity at all. I mean, if you go to the page, it's just gonna, it's gonna spam your computer. I mean, it's gonna try to.
No, you're right. You're right, and I shouldn't have gone there. But it's because from back in the old days, so I've seen a few people's, yours, Hard Case, Captain Awesome, and I tried to read The Amazing Atheists recently, but I just couldn't handle it anymore. But it doesn't attack my computer because I know what I'm doing.
Install malware and do all kinds of shit, so I almost like that. It's like that, just because it's just such kind of just dessert. I mean, people looking for trash and they get their computer trashed, so that part makes sense, so I like that.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that as well.
You seem to think there's a robot economy.
It's nice we can find these points of agreement.
Humans don't build things anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Humans don't paint cars anymore. Humans don't do a ton of shit. And there's factories in Germany to prove it, that you cut down from 1,000 employees down to 100 employees. That's the reality, yes. And it's not just robots, but it's all machines that are capable of doing processing work. Circuit boards, for example, and all kinds of stuff like that, all done by machines now.
Build the roads like taking care of a pet now.
Yeah, but not building roads and bridges isn't, Gary. Especially bridges. They do in China have a machine that can do a 3D printing of a kind of concrete of a building, but no.
Yeah, it's maintenance of infrastructure, which isn't productive. You're not making anything extra. You're just changing the tires on your car.
Building.
Like, oh, gee, I got so much accomplished. This
Bridges
change the tires on my car.
to airports and things.
This isn't really like, this is improving my life in some substantial way. It's just maintenance.
No, it is. A bridge to an airport. We'll build a bridge to an airport that doesn't exist now. How about that?
You told me, okay. So, I'm a useless, dangerous moron. See, that kind of thing I'm fine with. You could say that. I mean, I know how to translate that from Gary speaking to English.
You are a useless fucking moron. That's the translation.
No, the translation is, it's nice to talk to you today.
Where I have lied, obviously, at all. You haven't proven anything, demonstrated anything with evidence. You're just a preposterously cheap shot idiot.
No, well,
or something.
then you should appreciate that I haven't cheap shotted you more over the last
Started working
decade,
papers,
right?
and he's not very
But
good at it.
no, you're
Also,
not very
2
appreciative
actually
about
plus a day.
things.
I never coughed ever from cigarettes.
Okay, excuse me. And yeah, I would, so there are Hoover Dam level things, and I mean, you just don't. I mean, I know people that weld and work, and these kinds of projects, they exist, and we don't actually have enough people to have. If we had spent that trip,
Right. So we don't have enough people. This is right. I'll just save you the word. Right. We know that we're all hugely underemployed. Most people are hugely underemployed. They have to work these silly, stupid, crappy service jobs. You can't even college degrees can't even get a job. So let's not pretend that we're not already hugely.
Yeah, that's because the rich are hoarding their money and are already so rich, they would rather do that and hold out for getting an even more friendly government. If we release that money one way or another into the economy to build these things, then people would find that there was employment. Because when there's more jobs, more people find that there's employment.
Underemployed, and that there's all this wonderful labor to do. No, there's only shitty labor to do. There's calling people on the phone and harassing them, trying to.
And as far as the smoking and the coughing, uh, uh, you're an asshole. You've been smoking your whole life, right? Okay, so it's a difficult thing. It's another thing like vegetarianism. Um, I'm I'm fine with you having that comment in a video if you said, let's talk about this. I've noticed this, Piero. But you just throwing it in here is obviously a celebration of being disgusting.
Steal money from old ladies and stuff, and writing bullshit emails to try to get somebody to think that PayPal needs them to check their password or something. There's only
What are you talking about? Your latest idea to make money?
con artists. I said you can get a job as a con artist, but you can't get a job as much else in this economy anymore. It's a horrible, horrible economy. And eventually it's going to get to your people, and when it does, then all you fucking eggheads will have to get into reality too. But like I said, then it's going to be too late to do anything about it. Fucking asshole. So anyway.
Well, hopefully it's late enough that I'm retired,
Yeah.
frankly. I mean, well, that's another half hour, I think. I don't know if I should do the other half hour right now. But I'll get around to it. Maybe it'll be soon. All right.